Joining us, here's your first alert to a new tornado warning now in effect for southern Dunn County as well as southwestern Chippewa County. That warning going until 7:30 for this area of rotation that we are showing on Doppler radar. Luckily, it's looking fairly weak overall from what I can see from a velocity standpoint, but something you do want to take seriously, of course, because they have issued a warning for this area of rotation that is just south of the Menominee area. Let's quickly go back and revisit the other tornado warning that does remain in effect until at least 7 o'clock this evening. That one was actually earlier confirmed to be on the ground. Just more recently in the last 5 minutes, we had a public report from emergency management in Dunn County stating that there is a public report of a tornado sighting on the ground. Once again, that was between Highway 12 near the Knapp area as well as County Road K. So that's likely going to be just to the north of Knapp, I believe. I do apologize. I don't quite know where County Road K is, but I presume it's going to be somewhere in here because that's where we were monitoring that area of rotation. So we'll take Doppler radar up a bit further to the north here. And I just got a damage report, Highway 12, of power lines down and sparking. It's not confirmed, but it is coming from scanner traffic out of our newsroom. So again, not confirmed here, but this is simply from the scanner traffic out of our newsroom. Highway 12, we have damage, power lines down, and they are sparking at the moment, likely from that tornado or area of rotation that we were tracking just north of the Knapp area. So we'll head back to Doppler radar here, and it looks like it's still very strong. Originally it was starting to broaden out, but now we're starting to see that velocity couplet tighten back up once again. This is currently located just to the southeast of Boyceville. This is moving to the northeast right now, so it's about to cross Highway 170. It's heading up to the northeast. It's about to head towards Hay River. So if you're in the Hay River area, you don't have a whole lot of time. You need to go ahead and seek shelter immediately. Head to your safe place now. Eventually, we are going to see this continuing further northeast into northern and northeastern Dunn County, eventually up into Barron County.
All right, Derek, I'm actually going to go out on the green screen.
Screen. Darren's going to show you things more in depth than I will do.
All right,
the radar.
I think you can hear me now. Let's see. We're going to size me here a little bit because I'm a little bit too big right now, but I just want to give you the latest information on a tornado warning that is for southern Dunn and also southwestern Chippewa County. This is until 7:30. This is for, again, a radar indicated tornado. We've got a couple of different tornado warnings that currently are covering most of Dunn County, and then now again extending to include parts of southwestern Chippewa County. You could see the what we call a polygon right here in red. This is the one warning that does extend now just east of Spring Lake, includes the city of Menominee, that surrounding area, and then up to the north and east over towards again, Highway 12, Elk Mound is there, and just west of the Chippewa Falls area. This, again, is in effect until 7:30, and then we still have the active tornado warning up to the north and west. This is the one for the Boyceville area. This is until 7 p.m., so we're looking at this expiring in about the next 4 minutes, but as we go to our velocity, our Doppler wind field here, you could see this one circulation center right here. This is just east of Boyceville. Derek there is circling where we see that couplet right now. You can see the greens. That indicates airflow moving towards the radar site, and the yellows and oranges, which is airflow moving away. So when you kind of put those together, that leads to a spin in the atmosphere. And again, this is the one that we've had with a history of producing a tornado when it was a bit down more to the south and west. As we kind of broaden out the shot here, I just want to kind of give some people an all clear. Now, this is past the Knapp area. If you live there, to the south, to the west, as far as the tornado threat goes, this is now behind you. This originated near the Baldwin area. It's now made its way across 94, cross Highway 12. And again, this is the one area that we are looking at right now with that circulation tracking up, Derek, to the east at about 30 miles per hour. But if you live in the Tainter Lake area, you should be in your safe place right now. We are looking at general arrival times from this storm system with that possibility of a tornado. You see there, again, just about coming up to the Wheeler area right now. And then we have Crooks Valley just after about 7:15. Again, 2 tornado warnings that are active right now. We have the one that is expiring here at 7 o'clock, and we also have the new one now, which is extended eastward. There's Elk Mound. You're under the tornado warning right now, as well as Menominee. If you live in the city, you should be in your safe place right now, listening to our update, whether that is on your television, perhaps on our website, whatever way that you can get that information. We also have the warnings on the sky, on the First Alert weather app that hopefully you can access as well. You see that again extending now into southwestern Chippewa County. This is for a radar indicated tornado. We do have that broad circulation, and with that, a lot of heavy rain. So you're not likely going to be able to see a tornado if it is actually occurring right now. The initial one was reported to be rain wrapped, and basically that just means it makes it more difficult to even identify it. That's where the radar tools really come into play, because we can kind of look within the storm and see the wind flow, and that is actually allows us to really be able to track where the actual circulation center is, and then give that information and relay it to you. Derek is going to join you now with an update.
I just wanted to give you a couple damage updates. Emergency management out of Dunn County reporting that power lines are down near the Menominee area. Secondly, the 911 center in the city of Waukesha reporting that there is debris on the highway, or on the roadway, excuse me, on 370th Street and 950th Street just southeast of Boyceville. So that's telling us right there that there may be something on the ground. Again, emergency management in Dunn County reporting power lines down. It seems like near the Menominee area. I don't have an exact location quite yet on that. Secondly, 911 City of Waukesha dispatch reporting debris on the roadway on 370th Street and 950th Avenue just southeast of Boyceville. We'll send it back to Darren on the green screen now.
All right, Derek, thanks very much. As we do continue to look at radar here, you see we're just topping the 7 o'clock hour now, and that means that the northern tornado warning, the one that did come out of the areas to the west in St. Croix County, has expired, but there's still a lot of heavy rain there working on through. We may be talking about perhaps a localized flash flood risk as well on top of this severe component, which is the active tornado warning that is still in effect. We're looking at the rainfall estimates here, and you can see now this is just updating in time here, but that is giving us an estimate, a good idea of where some of the heavier rainfall has occurred. This is a 3-hour Doppler radar estimate, and you can see this one patch here northwest of Menominee and some very heavy rain. In fact, we do have a flash flood warning in effect for southern parts of Polk County right now. Thankfully, it looks like the heaviest of the activity has pulled away, but it looks like, again, the flash flood warning remains in effect until 10 p.m. If you need to be out on the roads going into tonight as it starts to get dark here, make sure you go slow and you avoid any roads that are possibly covered with water. You don't know how deep that is or how fast it's moving. Always go with the motto, turn around, don't drown. But again, that is due to what had at the time been about 2 to 3 inches of rain, and rainfall estimates anywhere between about 1.5 to 2.5 inches per hour. So still some rain ongoing there, and I'm concerned that this could be something else that plays out in a few other areas, especially looking at our current radar activity now off towards the east. And I just want to show you, here's Eau Claire relative to the tornado warning. So Eau Claire, now this current system is looking to pass to the northwest, but we do have some very active storms, as you see, as we zoom on out, that are rapidly working towards the city. So the severe thunderstorm watch, as you see now, has been expanded to include Eau Claire, Chippewa, and Rusk counties. So again, we are expecting this line of severe weather to maintain itself as it tracks towards the east and northeast very quickly. Again, right now our focus is on this tornado warmed cell where we still have a little bit of a notch here. You can see where the reds and greens kind of come together. Here's Highway 12. Looks like the circulation, if there is what remains of this, is just east of Menominee. If there is a tornado, it's likely to be rain wrapped somewhere in this area here, just west of Elk Mound. You see where the circle is being put here on by Derek. This is Little Elk Creek School down to the south. So it is north of there. And again, at last check, this was moving generally towards the east at about 30 miles per hour. So Elk Mound, if you live there, please be in your safe place right now. You want to be in your basement if you have one. You can also find shelter under a stairwell if you have room to do that. If you don't have a basement, it's always that interior small room of the building that you're in. If that's your home, we're talking about an interior closet. That could be an interior bathroom. Those are ideal locations when you don't have a basement to stay safe. Again, the storm right now is radar indicated, and as I'm talking to you, I'm also looking at the debris tracker. I'm not seeing anything on there. That is a good sign right now. That's what Derek is bringing up here. And basically what we're looking for is a concentrated area that kind of falls in this green and blue range. That is where, well, those hydrometeors, which are basically raindrops or hail, which are typically all the same size, which would generally be the brighter reds and pink colors, change over to blues. And we're not seeing that right now, which is good news. It doesn't mean that there isn't a tornado or can't be, but it just tells us right now that at least from a Doppler radar perspective, we're not seeing debris lofted into the sky. And hopefully that trend continues. Again, here is a look at our Doppler wind field. It looks like right in this area here, again, we're seeing this general circulation near Highway 12 east of Menominee, and again tracking off towards the east. I'm going to just, while I'm talking to you, get the latest on the movement. It looks like it was located, east of Menominee, moving east at about 35 miles per hour. So that is near I-94 and headed in the general direction of Elk Mound. That's why I'm telling you folks there, get in your safe place, be in your safe place as this warning continues until 7:30. We still have about 25 minutes on this warning. In addition, some of these storms can produce some locally strong wind gusts. We haven't really had any reports of large hail, which is a good thing. But if you do live over towards the city of Eau Claire County, southwestern Chippewa County, this whole complex of storms is quickly heading in your direction. So even without a tornado threat, we are looking at the potential for some strong winds as this rolls on through. So kind of plan ahead now. Again, these are moving at about 35 miles per hour. They're really not too far away from Eau Claire. In fact, probably looking to the western sky right now. I'm guessing it's getting pretty dark. This is pretty much covering most of Dunn County currently, and also down towards Durand, Pepin County, to the south into parts of Buffalo County. Some very heavy rain. Here's a live look at our Hastings Way sky cam, and looking generally towards the western sky. Yeah, it looks pretty gray out there, and I suspect this is going to get much darker here in a short amount of time as that storm continues to quickly head towards the city. Again, now a pretty well developed line of storms, but it's these individual little notches that form along this where we have that potential for a spin-up tornado. Again, we've already had that occur, and now as I'm talking to you, we are seeing now a very large severe thunderstorm warning being issued for the area. I can probably get that here myself, but in the meantime, again, this is likely going to be for some strong winds. I don't have the update on my device just yet, but Derek does, so I will read it to you. We are looking at a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Pepin County, Russ County, eastern Dunn County, Chippewa County, Eau Claire County, southeastern Barron. Yes, it's a lot of real estate. This is until 8 p.m., and this is for this complex of storms that is moving east very quickly at about 50 miles per hour. So we are looking at the potential of 60 mile per hour winds and torrential downpours. So again, that could lead to short-term flooding in that event. We are looking at, again, a new severe thunderstorm warning just to the south here, also for 60 mile per hour winds. You can see how well developed this line is. This new warning to the south is also for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This is for northern Buffalo and northwestern Trempealeau counties, also moving towards the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. The others were easterly at about 50 miles per hour. So you get the general idea. We're looking at some very heavy rain. I suspect a lot of lightning in here as well. Our Doppler wind field showing, again, the leading edge of some of these stronger winds. These are likely straight line winds, but we also have the possibility, again, of a spin up of a tornado, and that's what we're going to keep a close eye on. Derek is actually circling a few locations that are suspect for a little bit of a circulation here. You could see this one up to the north, and there's Modena down here, where another possible location of a little bit of rotation is occurring. So whether it turns out to be a tornado or not, anytime you see one of these notches, that's definitely suspect for the possibility of a quick spin up. We're hearing the sirens here now in Eau Claire. Again, that is for the severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect right now. That is until 8 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. Embedded within this, we do have our tornado warning. I don't want to sell that short. Again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado. I will say, though, it does appear that it is a little bit less developed as far as that couplet, where we really can see the tightening of this circulation and where a tornado could occur. But don't let your guard down. This is getting awfully close now to Elk Mound, near, again, Highway 12. Here's I-94, the exchange there, and then 40. This whole area, if there is a tornado, that circulation is now quickly coming into your area. So stay in your safe place until this potential tornado does pass. As we track these out, again, moving at about 45 miles per hour towards the east. Here's the general timing on some of these storms. We're looking at areas up to the north, all the way in Chippewa County, areas to the south in Buffalo County being impacted at about the same time. Again, this is a linear system now, just after 7:15 in the Bloomer area, so those storms are pretty much on top of you there in Bloomer. Just about 7:20 in Eau Claire, so about 10 minutes away from the city right now is where these storms are located. A live look at our Hastings Way Skycam indicating, again, the storms aren't here just yet, but western parts of the city could be getting into this here within less than 10 minutes. Here's a look at our WEAU tower cam, and boy, that looks a lot more ominous looking westbound as, again, we look down towards Brackett. I'm actually seeing some lightning in the distance there. That's where these severe thunderstorms are located right now on the horizon here, and they're quickly heading towards Eau Claire. So conditions in the city are going to deteriorate here very quickly with some torrential downpours, lots of lightning, and locally strong winds, especially on the leading edge of this line of storms. Again, the warning is for the potential of 60 mile per hour winds. We're still keeping an eye on the tornado warning. That has not changed. It is a Doppler radar indicated tornado at last check, and still continues to be in effect. It appears until 7 p.m. I'm going to get the information on that for you as well. It's expiring in about 17 minutes. So as of 7:10, I'm sorry, that warning is in effect until 7:30. That is for a Doppler radar indicated tornado. That was located over the Elk Mound area. That's what I've been telling you now. That's where that broad circulation is located, and moving east at about 35 miles per hour. So this is where we're seeing what remains of that circulation center. Moving towards the east, that's going to come pretty close to the Chippewa and Eau Claire County border here over the next several minutes. And this was about 9 miles east of Menominee. Again, this is for a Doppler radar indicated tornado. In addition to that threat, torrential downpours. So if you don't have to go outside, if you don't have to drive right now, wait it out. Wait in your home. Stay in that safe place, especially if you're under the tornado warning. But again, much of the surrounding area is going to be impacted by this line of storms. And with the quick movement, hopefully they won't stick around for too long. So if you have some kind of errand to run, why don't you wait until this line of storms pass and take it safe. But again, you could see how well this is developed. We're talking about parts of southeastern Barron County through the eastern half of Dunn County. Menominee, you folks are getting away from the storms now. The worst is to your east. Looking westbound, just some general rain, maybe some thunder and lightning. Still in central and eastern Pepin counties, Durand, we're looking at still some very heavy rainfall, but the severe threat is starting to push to your east as well, and then down into much of Buffalo County. This line is very well organized. Right along the leading edge is where you're likely to have the best chances to reach those 60-mile-per-hour winds. That can bring down a few trees, certainly some tree limbs, likely some scattered power outages already. And again, that possibility of a tornado. And I won't just outline where the warning is currently located, because if you look at the leading edge of that line, it has a lot of these little notches on it. And that's where we can get a few of these spin-ups to occur in short notice. Also looks like possibly down in this area towards Rock Creek, we have a little bit of a notch formation as well. So here's Eau Claire. Again, the storms are just to the west. The tornado warning continues over southwestern Chippewa County, including Elk Mound. Again, what remains of that circulation is in that area right now and about to work into southwestern Chippewa County. Derek, I don't know if you have any updates on possible damage reports, or if you want to kind of just take it over here for the next minute or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not seeing any late or any new reports here at the moment, but I will just reiterate things because I'm sure there's some of you that are just now joining us. I actually just got a text from a friend who lives in Boyceville stating that there are trees and power lines down in the Boyceville area, and we actually had a 911 dispatcher confirm the same thing up towards the Boyceville area as well. Was it a tornado that caused the damage? It's hard to say right now. I'm sure there will be some surveys done in the days ahead to determine what actually caused that damage. But for now, our attention is turned to a severe thunderstorm warning, actually two of them. As you can see, it covers a large area here because we do have a line of storms now making the way east into the Chippewa Valley. That warning in effect for south central Rusk County, all of Chippewa County, all of Eau Claire County, also eastern Dunn and Pepin counties. I believe that goes until 7:30 for damaging winds that could approach 60 miles per hour. And again, we're still dealing with that threat of maybe an isolated tornado. The tornado warning has just been allowed to expire early, so that rotation has broadened out enough to the point that we're no longer seeing it. That is certainly some good news, but still you don't want to let your guard down, because within this line, you can see where you get these little notches, and that's indicative where we could have some brief spin-ups possible. So you still want to make sure you're staying weather aware. You want to stay in your safe place. You Want to make sure you're remaining in shelter indoors away from windows until these warnings have been allowed to expire. And in addition to that, you really just want to wait until the storms themselves have moved out of the area. We are seeing quite a bit of lightning now starting to make its way towards the Eau Claire area. Quite a bit of lightning down across southern Dunn County into Pepin County, even northern parts of Buffalo County near the Mondovi area. These storms are pushing to the east. Right now, the main threat is going to be damaging winds and the likelihood of heavy rainfall. These are putting down some heavy rates of rainfall because of the higher dew points that we have had throughout the day. There's actually a flash flood warning that's in effect currently for southern Polk County. That goes until at least 10 o'clock tonight. So once these storms pass, if you're out and about, you encounter flooded roadways, remember the phrase, turn around, don't drown. It's always going to be safer to find an alternate route because really you just don't know how deep those floodwaters are. We'll take another look here at Doppler radar velocity and just a quick look at things. I'm not seeing anything that impresses me too much. We are still seeing a broad area of circulation in southeastern Dunn County, right over the Rock Creek area. This is pushing to the east. Eventually, it will make its way into Brunswick. If it does hold together, it's pretty weak overall here at the moment, so that is something we are going to continue to watch. Further down the line, not seeing any areas of rotation. There just could be some stronger wind gusts, where we do have those blues showing up just west of Montana, just to the north of Buffalo City. That's likely where we have some wind speeds up around 70 miles per hour. And this storm is actually being severe warned, at the moment. I believe that goes until 7:30 as well. Darren, do you have anything else?
Just want to say that the reason the severe thunderstorm warning was issued is because of what we've exactly been describing, are these little notches along the actual eastern line of this complex of storms. And as a result, again, we see these here, one near Bloomer, one northwest of Eau Claire. This area definitely suspect. This is where we actually had the tornado warning. Looks like that maybe has dropped. We can confirm that at the moment, but we are, again, seeing that possibility on the leading edge of these storms that there could be a quick spin up of a tornado. Even without a tornado, we are looking at possibly 60-mile-per-hour winds. Wow, look at how that Hastings Way Skycam has changed in the last, less than 10 minutes. Boy, that looks ominous. It looks like even maybe a shelf cloud, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we can get a view from our tower cam and kind of lift that up just a little bit. But that's the leading edge of this complex of severe storms. And that is where we could have, yes, indeed, you can actually see, wow, that's really cool. The shelf cloud, live TV, gotta love it. There's the shelf cloud right here, the leading edge of this gust front, and where there could very well be some of those 60-mile-per-hour winds. You could see a lot of the lightning flashes out there right now. So these storms are coming across the western parts of the city right now with that threat of strong gusty winds. They could be knocking down some tree limbs, maybe some weaker trees. Power lines could be affected, so you might again see some scattered power outages, but this is a well-developed line of storms that are now right on the city's western edges here, coming through the Elk Mound area. You can see how well this is organized. Lots of lightning activity here. When you see a lot of lightning, that really speaks on the intensity of the storm. If the lightning tends to become less in the storm, then that typically indicates that it might be weakening, but we're not seeing any signs of that right now. Looks like that tornado warning is in effect, or excuse me, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 8 p.m. But we're talking about areas from Russ County through western Chippewa County. You could see the northern edge a little bit weaker for these folks here, but from Bloomer down to New Auburn, we're talking Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, down into Pepin, eastern Pepin County, hearing some larger thunder right now, or stronger thunder in the building right now with these storms approaching. And then the line extends down towards the south, again, being warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. And notice, again, they have tagged it with a possible tornado. So if you're in your home right now, not saying you have to be in a basement, but just be ready to get in that safe place just in case, because there is that possibility of a quick spin up along this line. Notice how it's not a nice long, smooth line. It's got these little notches along it, and those are the places where that spin up is possible. You see one here down parts of Buffalo County, just approaching the Eau Claire area. These are places that we're going to look at with the velocity field. This looks a little bit suspect right here near the Mondovi area, seeing a little bit of orange here, a little bit of green just north of Mondovi. I would suspect that there could be some rotation in there. This would be a place where there could be a brief spin up of a tornado. You see that latest scan now indicating the intensity increasing a little bit with that Doppler wind field. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Up towards Eau Claire here, the western side of the city, the North Crossing here, there's a town of Union. Looking at, again, this shelf cloud now beginning to come in. That's the leading edge of the gust front and where those strong winds are. So once that starts to come right into your area, you're likely to get hit by a pretty good blast of some stronger winds, and then they will tend to be more generalized. But wow, what an awesome shot that is. You could see the shelf cloud here being lit up by all the lightning on the backside of this. And again, here is the shelf cloud right here, now coming into the western parts of Eau Claire with that threat of 60-mile-per-hour winds and torrential downpours. So here in the city right now, we are under the thunderstorm warning until 8 p.m. Again, that is for that threat of damaging winds and again, maybe a spin-up tornado somewhere within this line as these continue to move off towards the east, anywhere between about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Looking at, looks like the extension of that warning down to the south here. I suspect that just updated, but also having that tag of a possible tornado. Same story, you see again a little bit of a notch there, a couple of these along the way. This is one of those scenarios where after the storms pass through in the next day or two, based on whatever damage we see, they could very well end up confirming a couple of tornadoes. That's usually what we see when we have these kind of setups. But right now, again, everything's starting to come into the downtown area. So be inside, stay safe while these storms pass on through. They're not going to last terribly long, but it's that leading edge that brings the greatest risk for the damaging winds. And again, that's right now impinging on the city. And it does extend all the way down just west of Arcadia, southern Buffalo, southern Trempealeau counties. You're not under a warning right now, but that may change here. We're seeing these flare up a little bit more. And as these track up towards the northeast, I suspect we will probably have some additional warnings. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds, possible tornado hail has not been much of a factor, but looking at some very strong, very heavy torrential downpours accompanying these. Easily 1 to 2 inches of rain could occur with what we're seeing on radar. Derek, you want to take it away now?
Absolutely. Darren's covered it quite well. And again, I know some of you just may now be joining us here. We are covering a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Thankfully, the tornado warnings that we were dealing with earlier in the evening have been allowed to expire, mainly because those areas of rotation, and actually that confirmed tornado that we had observed over parts of Pierce, St. Croix, and even Dunn counties has weakened to the point they've dropped all those warnings altogether here. So now we are left with just the severe thunderstorm warnings. Notice it's a big area that it is covering because this whole line is not only capable of producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, but as Darren alluded to, if you look very closely, and I'll stop radar here just so that you're able to see it, if you look very closely, you have these little notches popping up along the line. That is where we could have some suspect areas of rotation that may eventually turn into a tornado. It's hard to say right now, but it is certainly possible. We have a warm front just off to the southwest, and that helps promote extra spin in the atmosphere, which can eventually lead to some of those spin ups. So we'll take another look at Doppler radar velocity here, and one that we are keeping an eye on is actually just north of the Eau Claire area right now. Notice it's very broad in nature, so I'm not too concerned about it at the moment, but it is something worth watching. This is one of those notches where you get those greens and those oranges coming together. You got winds towards the radar, winds away from the radar, and that's indicating where we do have some areas of circulation. Again, this is just north of Eau Claire, just to the east of Truax. This is all moving to the east at the moment. Nothing has been confirmed. It's not even warned as of yet, but just through our experience and through our knowledge, this is what we call a velocity couplet and something that does bear watching as it continues with eastward progress. Further down the line, I don't think we're seeing anything of concern at the moment. We'll certainly take a look here. So it looks like we have two other areas across Buffalo County where there may be some rotation. One to the northeast of Gilmanton, one passing just north of Naples right now. These two are moving to the east, basically right along Highway 10. It's about to make its way into northern Trempealeau County towards the Oliva and even the Strum area at the moment. Nothing warned, but something that we do want to continue to keep an eye on and give you a first alert ahead of time so that it's not a shock to you if these were to turn into a tornado that they end up right on your doorstep without notice. So we'll continue to watch that. Otherwise, these storms are producing damaging winds, at least up to 60 miles per hour. We'll take a shot here at our Nicolay Bank Hastings Way Skycam, and the storm is now making its way through the Eau Claire area. It looks very ominous out there. We almost have black clouds, it looks like, at least from this camera view. Obviously, I don't think that's the case, but we now have that rain falling. The lightning is pretty pertinent out there as well. The heart of the storm now making its way into the Eau Claire area. It's now pouring on the station roof, and you can see the trees really kind of flailing around out there with some of those stronger wind gusts as the storm pushes into the area. Meanwhile, here's a view from our Nicolay Bank tower cam, and you can see the rain curtain is now upon us as well. We have those lightnings strikes also accompanying the storms as well. So we'll head back to Doppler radar here just to check things out once more. We do again have that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for the Eau Claire area. That goes, I believe, until 8 o'clock this evening. It does have the tornado possible tag just because, again, we have those notches along the line. That's where we could quickly get some of those spin-ups and therefore, a brief tornado. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for northeastern Buffalo and northwestern Trempealeau County also, and a newly issued warning across far southeastern Minnesota. As Darren mentioned, some of these storms will have the potential to become strong to severe as they do make their way into our southern counties. So that is going to be something that we closely monitor here, but you do want to make sure that you are staying in your inside a house or a home, just making sure that you're seeking shelter indoors and away from windows until these have passed. Right now, I don't currently have any new information at the moment, so I think we're going to break away from coverage for now. Again, severe thunderstorm warning covering now a good chunk of Rusk, Chippewa, all of Eau Claire counties. That goes until 8 o'clock this evening. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Buffalo County and northwestern Trempealeau County. I believe that expires at 8 o'clock as well. The main threats out of this line are going to be heavy rainfall, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and even that potential of some rotation. Should there be a tornado warning issued for any of the areas of rotation, we'll certainly hop back on and give you the latest. But for now, we're going to send you back to regularly scheduled programming.
Closing it.